All right, today we're going to talk about three sections, 5.3, 5.5, and 5.6, but they're all dealing with different ways to prove triangles congruent. So we're going to look at diagrams and decide when we can prove them congruent, and they're going to come in this specific orientation. We're going to have all three pairs of corresponding sides, a side, and then the angle included in between those two sides. We'll talk about included, the side between included between two angles and in a row, and then a side, and then what's called RHL, which is right angles congruent, hypotenuse side, and leg. When we're looking at the word included, we're talking about, if we're talking about an angle, if I was talking about angle E is included between which two sides? And it would have to be between sides GE and EO. Because it is the angle that is in between those two sides. So it's included. When I name those two sides, it is included. If I wanted to look at an example with sides, with an included side, if I was to talk about angle A and angle B, the side that is included between angle A and angle B would be side AB is included between angle A and angle B. And that's going to be important when we're looking at these different types of triangle congruence tests. So when we're looking at, in order for something to be congruent by side, it would be one pair of sides congruent, another pair of sides congruent, and the third pair of sides congruent. So when we look at two triangles, if all three pairs of corresponding sides are congruent, then we can say the triangles are congruent by side. Side, angle, side, and this is where included comes in. We're talking about a side and then another side. And in order for it to be side, angle, side, it must be the angle that is included between those two sides. If I was looking at angle, side, angle, then it would be, again, two angles. So I can mark two angles congruent in the two triangles. And if I wanted it to be angle, side, angle, then it would be the side that is included between those two angles. Another way would be angle, side. So two angles in a row and then the side. And so this side would be not the included side. So if I went two angles in a row, so similar to the last diagram, and I want the side that is not included, it could be that side. Another way to prove triangles congruent would be using what's called RHL. RHL, which again stands for right angles congruent, hypotenuse side, and the leg. And remember, the hypotenuse side is the side opposite the right angle. So if I wanted to say two triangles are congruent by RHL, I would have my right angles marked congruent as my R. I would need to have the hypotenuse side marked congruent, which is my H for each one, and then one of the legs, and it could be either leg. But if I had one of the legs, then that would be my L. So there are 5 ways that we are going to be able to prove triangles congruent. You're going to need to know those 5 things and know them in the order in which they appear. So we have 8 examples here. If I was to look at number 1, I could see that I have 3 pairs of corresponding sides in each triangle. So those triangles are congruent by side, side, side. In number 2, I have a pair of sides marked congruent and the angle in between them. And it is the same on the other one, which is side, angle, side. Number 3, I have an angle and an angle marked congruent and then another angle in each triangle with sides. That side is not included between them, so it is angle, angle, side. Last one has a pair of 2s, a pair of 3s, and a pair of 4s. They're all sides, so that would be side, side, side. Go ahead and take a moment to look at 5 through 8 on your own. Number 5 is side, angle, side. Number 6, although it is a right angle, it is angle and then a side and then an angle. So the side is included between the 2 angles. So that is angle, side, angle. Number 7, I have all pairs of angles marked congruent. That is not enough information to prove triangles congruent. And then I have a side in between a pair of angles. So that is angle, side, angle. We're going to continue with how we are writing proofs, and then we're just going to end with these types of ways to prove triangles are congruent.